I'm going to show you a few strategies you can use to be better at coup. This is a really fun card game, and it's recently become an app that's also a lot of fun. First thing to keep in mind, you're not going to win every game. That's maybe the most important thing I can tell you. It depends on the cards you're dealt. A lot of times, some hands are just better than others. There's no way to put it. This is a pretty good hand, so I have a good chance. I'm playing against two other players here. Box, who is a 9, ranked a 9. This is me, Mudflap. I'm a 7. And T-Quest is a 1. He's attempting to draw attacks. I'm going to allow this because one of the principles that you want to abide by early on in the game is not drawing attention to yourself. And right now, all anyone knows about each other is their rank and how many coins they have. Nobody knows who has what cards. So what I mean by not drawing attention to yourself is I don't want to increase my coin count by a lot. I want other people to do that so that they're the target of assassinations and coups. So I'm going to allow this tax. I don't have a reason. He may or may not have it. I'm going to allow it. Now it's my turn. I'm just going to take income and keep things moving along here. Now T-Quest is attempting to draw tax. You play a little bit differently in a 3-player than in a 4-player game. The main difference is in a 3-player game, what I hope for is that these two will start fighting with each other and I can kind of be the last man standing. And like I say, the way to do that is to allow them to draw attention to themselves through getting a higher coin count first. So it's my turn. I'm going to, again, just take income. Another tip is to play the hand that you're dealt. I have an assassin and a captain. This is a little bit more of an aggressive hand, particularly with the assassin, so I can be a little more aggressive earlier in the game. Okay, here he's again attempting to draw tax. If this goes through, which it did, so at the end of the second round, Box has eight coins and T-Quest has 8 coins. I only have 4. So if you're Box or T-Quest, who are you thinking of attacking? Well, it's going to be somebody who has 8 coins instead of the 4-coin guy. He's not as much of a threat. Now he's attempting an assassination here. Another rule or principle is don't challenge unless it directly affects you. So I'm just going to let these two duke it out and figure it out. He may or may not have an assassin, and he may or may not have a Contessa. He's claiming to have a Contessa. I'm going to let them sort that out. It doesn't affect me, and so unless I'm certain that they don't have one of those cards, I'm just going to let it happen. I could maybe assassinate one of these two, but I'm thinking or hoping that T-Quest is going to want to get revenge on this guy for trying to attack him. Right now, the two of us, in his eyes, we just have 5 coins. So I think it's a little more likely that he's going to attack him. So again, that's that idea of not drawing attention to yourself. Okay, now the opposite is happening now. T-Quest is trying to assassinate Box. We'll see what Box does here. Okay, he allowed that assassination to go through. I don't have a reason to... I don't really know what card he has. He may or may not have the Duke, like he's claiming. But because I'm not certain, I'm going to allow it. Now he has claimed either the Duke or the Contessa. In either case, he wouldn't be able to block a steal. So I'm going to try and steal from him now.
No problem.
This will bring me up to 7 and bring him under 7, which means he can't coup me. Okay, and he allowed that. He could be faking, but I really doubt it. So that means he does not have a captain or an ambassador. Okay, and this kind of surprised me. Instead of trying to assassinate me, now T-Quest is trying to assassinate him. So there we go. And he challenged that this guy had an assassin, and he really did. So now T-Quest's assassin card was put back in the pile. There's a chance he redrew it, but probably not. And that means, you know, you can see these two assassins. I have one and Box had one. That means I'm probably not going to be at risk of being assassinated, which is good. And with 7 coins, I definitely want to coup this guy. Get him down to 1. So this is kind of another principle. You want to let the other guy make mistakes or go first or be on the offensive first, because that sort of shows you what cards they have. You can learn what cards other players have by watching rather than by jumping in and risking a challenge. He is just taking 1 coin. So he probably does not have a Duke, or he would have taxed. Yeah, I guess he could have anything but a Duke. I'm going to try stealing from him. Actually, I'm just going to take income. I'm going to let him, again, make the first mistake. Okay, he's trying to assassinate me. I don't think he has an assassin. He would have been really lucky to draw that assassin. We know based on this challenge that happened here that Box lost. He challenged whether T-Quest had an assassin and lost, which means that card that T-Quest had was shuffled back into the deck, and then he was dealt a new card. So he had a 1 in 10 chance of getting the assassin. So those are pretty good odds in my favor. I'm going to challenge that he has an assassin. And there you go. So I won that game using another principle. You kind of want to try and keep track of what cards people have or what cards you think they have. Don't challenge unless it directly affects you. Let the other guy make mistakes. And don't draw attention to yourself, at least until a couple of cards have been flipped over. Good luck.